Good morning and happy Monday, the day after the Super Bowl, folks. Today is February 10th. This is Wake Up with KERA News, and I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. Hopefully your stomach is doing all right after maybe some chicken wings and fries over the weekend. Maybe grab some Pepto before you head to work today. It may not be as cold as we expect for February, but it has been dreary, and temperatures seem to be slowly coming back down. We may see some rain this morning, with chances increasing overnight heading into Tuesday. Temperatures today will be in the mid-40s throughout the day. In just a bit, we'll hear about a new piece from composer Raven Chacon that plays with sound. First, though, today's news. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is demanding documents from Dallas and Irving ISDs that show their policies related to transgender athletes. House Bill 25 says student-athletes can only compete in alignment with their sex assigned at birth. Paxton wants to make sure the districts are complying. His probe comes after secretly recorded videos surfaced of district officials talking to supposed parents of trans athletes, asking about their eligibility to play school sports. Another Tarrant County Jail detainee has died in custody over the weekend. The sheriff's office said the unnamed 36-year-old died from complications after an attempted suicide. He's the first person to die in county custody this year. But there have been at least 70 deaths in the Tarrant County Jail since Sheriff Bill Wayburn took office in 2017. If you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis or suicidal thoughts, dial 988 to reach the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Raven Chacon is the first Native American composer to win a Pulitzer. He's known for using experimental sounds in his music. Last week, the Dallas Symphony Orchestra performed the world premiere of Chacon's Inscription. He sat down with KERA's Elizabeth Mayong to talk about the new work.
I'm curious, what's the origin story behind Inscription, and how does it relate to the name of the piece?
There is a kind of further back origin story, and it relates to these petroglyphs, these pictographs that are etched into this volcanic rock on the west side of Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I'm from. And these drawings were made by my ancestors over 1,000 years ago. And I've been going to this site since I was a teenager and just spending time out there, looking at these, wondering what they mean, why they were made. To me, they look like musical prompts. They look like they could be bowings for a violin or a vibrato for a bass clarinet. By redrawing those had begun a kind of practice of altering them or envisioning them as notations to give to other musicians. And so my drawings of those have occurred in previous works, and some of those end up in Inscription as well.
You're very well known for using experimental sounds, whether that's, foghorns or bird calls or even rattling coins. I'm curious, how did you think about using unique sounds to bring this piece into fruition?
There's a notation I'm using in this piece that tells some of the instrumentalists to play as high as possible on their instrument, and others to play in the very low register, so the lowest note that they can produce. And so you have this kind of oscillation and contrast between those two extremes in register. And then they get asked to slowly drift away from that highest pitch. Sometimes they're asked to go even higher than the highest pitch they envisioned they could make. I'm not writing these gestures just to make it hard for anybody. I think, I have faith in that attempt, there's going to be a sound that emerges that I've never heard before, and maybe that they've never produced before.
Do you ever think about what you want the audience to take away from the piece?
No, I hope they like it. For me, it's all about just bending one's ears. My ears get bent all the time, and I hear things that I'm not sure if I like or not, and so I give it a repeat listen. And especially for young people to contemplate the possibilities of what can be possible. If a young person hears a violin making sounds they never thought possible, well, that might give inspiration for some other kind of medium. What can you do with a video camera that one has never done before? What can you do with, I don't know, your own body, as a performance, pushing ourselves to do something, put something in the universe that had not existed before.
That was KERA's Elizabeth Mayong speaking with composer Raven Chacon. The Philadelphia Eagles dominated the Kansas City Chiefs to win their second Super Bowl yesterday. The Eagles' vaunted defense stymied Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs' bid for a three-peat. And the Dallas Mavericks return to the ACC this evening to play the Sacramento Kings, but they'll be missing their new star Anthony Davis for multiple weeks as he got injured on Saturday. It comes after hundreds of Mavs fans gathered outside the American Airlines Center this weekend to protest the sudden trade of all-star point guard Luka Doncic. You can read more about the demonstration at KERAnews.org. If you're looking for something to do tonight, head to the Eastman Center in Richardson to see the Ballet Folklorico de Mexico. The troupe has been around since 1952, and they're bringing more than 400 years of history and culture to the stage in North Texas. For more information and other fun things to do, visit KERA.org/calendar. Thank you for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. This show is produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit KERA.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get good morning vibes from our colleague, Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.